You are listening to the Special Needs Children podcast with Chitra Iyer. Chitra Iyer is a parent of 24-year-old Shravan Iyer who has epilepsy, cerebral palsy and autism. She is the CEO of MFA Capital and has been helping families with life-centered planning to reach their personal financial goals. She is also a trustee of a parent support group, the Forum for Autism, which was set up almost 2 decades ago. MFA is a 17-year-old organization working in the personal finance space. They have set up a dedicated practice to help families with special needs children to plan their financial goals and invest for them. The thoughts shared here are as a result of the discussion with parents, caregivers, siblings, and professionals regarding the planning of a person with special needs. In this expert series podcast, Chitra Iyer is talking to Ms. Forum Nagori, who is a trustee at Tata Power Community Development Trust. She has spearheaded several social inclusion initiatives with the Tata Group. In this interview, she will be sharing her insights from her several years of experience in the field of CSR with specific details of Pay Attention, India's first Digital Autism Support Network.
Hi everyone, a big warm welcome to all of you on this expert series of my podcast for special needs children. Today I have with me Ms. Forum Nagori. Hi Forum.
Hi.
Thank you so much, Ms. Nagori, for your time and agreeing to do this interview with me. Just to briefly introduce you to all our listeners, Ms. Forum Nagori is a trustee with the Tata Power Community Development Trust. She has spearheaded several social inclusion initiatives within the Tata Group. She is an alumnus of the Tata Institute of Social Sciences with 15 plus years of work experience in diverse areas of corporate citizenship, multi-stakeholder alliances for shared value creation, social inclusion and affirmative action, innovation, and integrated United Nations Global Compact reporting. She is a synergies champion, building capabilities and bridges between stakeholders, furthering underserved communities, access to knowledge and organized industry. She has served as a part of the Tata Ladakh Hill Council Partnership Program in the initial stages of her career, followed by a decade-long stint with the Indian Hotels Group, where she set up the CSR function and championed public-private partnerships in skill building, heritage and culture, supplementary nutrition, disaster response, and rehabilitation. She's also helped in the support for affected cross-sections of society post the 26/11 terror attacks. If I may just start with the interview forum.
Thank you so much, Chitra. Thanks for that introduction, kind one, and all yours.
Yeah, thank you. You have such a fantastic experience and a journey through. As I read about you, you have personally gotten involved with helping various cross sections in the community and done some fantastic work. So my first question coming to you is, what is your role currently as the head of CSR, as the trustee with the Tata Power Trust? What all do you do and how do you go about, covering a wide range of everything that you're supposed to be doing there?
Yes, so it's an interesting space, Chitra, and Tata Power, as you know, has been growing as a company in many parts of the country and the remoter parts of the country. So, from just about 3-4 years ago, when Tata Power was largely a generation and a distribution company in about 7-8 locations, to now we are at about 100 districts in the country, 100 plus, and it just keeps growing. And out of all these regions that we are present in, most of them are tier 2, tier 3 towns, remoter areas, the deserts of the country where we set up our solar and wind parks. So it's really remote, underserved regions where our businesses are. And as you know, the Tata Group has always been known for building value and creating value adds for not just the business, but also the society in the regions in which we serve. So it becomes even more material for us to kind of have those kind of programs and interfaces where we can add value to the regions in which we serve. And my role is largely to kind of bind all these regions together. And as the trust, we support in the design, the Tata Power Trust, the teams work very closely with our locational teams and our volunteers, because volunteering, of course, is very large in Tata Power. We work in terms of making sure that the programs are designed in such a way that we can serve as many regions as we can and have a kind of a national connect to ensure the values of nation building of the Tata Group are lived by our people. So that is the role I play, making sure that we design and support relevant programs, scalable programs, voluntary work, networks, and areas which are more about people development and capacity building of the people. The softer kind of work is what we do.
That sounds fantastic, really. And more strength and more power to you for doing such wonderful work with your entire team. I mean, your name, the whole Tata name is so synonymous with this. And, it's really for everyone who has been touched with anybody from your entire group. I think they all remember you very, very fondly for what you all have done for every single individual. Moving on, I wanted to ask you, what are the CSR goals, when you talk as a group encompassing disabilities in the coming years?
Yes. So the focus areas, Chitra, has been to be able to extend our core competencies as a business. Our core competencies lie in terms of making the micro and the regional economy thrive through value chains, through hiring, through skill training, through entrepreneurship development, enabling women collectives. So one of the things our leadership is most passionate about, and it is board-driven CSR, Chitra. So you know how much the boards of Tata Groups get involved in designing, shaping, and leading from the front. So these the leadership is really, really passionate, and we are driving women empowerment as one of the core goals. And within that, inclusion as a big piece, the way Mahatma Gandhi used to say Antyodaya. So the last in the line is an important stakeholder to serve. And I would say a stakeholder because at the end of the day, the society is what makes businesses thrive. And the purpose of the business and the purpose of philanthropy for us are very, very connected. So from that lens, disability is an important disability inclusion, empowerment, building of networks, because a lot of siloed islands of good work is there in our country. There is so much of regional good work. But I think an organization like Tata's, like you rightly pointed out, are multi-sectoral, multi-regional, and the kind of network building that we can enable so that everything works as a whole and as a kind of a collective force rather than in silos. So that is one big piece of our CSR agenda, to be able to serve as a collective and to serve collectives of communities. So women self-help groups, farmers groups, students through our Club Energy kind of a program. So our focus areas are on education, employability. Within education, a lot of focus on STEM learning, a lot of focus on our program called Club Energy. This program on Pay Attention, the whole works that we do around Adhikar, which is to link our communities in our neighborhoods to a lot of the social welfare schemes. So these are part of the key flagships that we run. And I'm sure there's a lot more that we'll cover as we go along. But disability inclusion and overall social inclusivity, Tata affirmative action, is a very big agenda at the group. And we are humbled to be able to serve in this space.
Yeah, you just mentioned about pay attention, which was where I was extremely curious and wanted you to, if you could please share a bit more about this, because all of us have read about uh, it being India's first Brit Digital Autism Support Network. So, can you please share? You did something big on 2nd April this year for World Autism Awareness Day, I heard. Yeah.
I hope it grows into really big, Chitra, with all of you as the parents groups, networks, and champions joining. So Brigital is an interesting terminology put out by our chairman, Mr. Chandrasekharan, and the way he has really put it in his book, and I will encourage you to read it. It is called The Brigital Nation. So the theory that is put out there is that a country like India can never just serve itself by only people networks or schemes or brick and mortar models, which traditionally is how a lot of social welfare and inclusion happened. And nor can it be purely digital, because the kind of remoter areas and the kind of target communities we work with across require a kind of a human touch as much as a digital touch. So he's kind of brought this out as a Brigital theory, where networks of people and use of digital means, use of technology can together serve a lot many more people than what traditional means does. So Brigital is a kind of a collective ecosystem, which is both physical and digital together. And that is what we have started, and what Pay Attention intends to do exactly on these lines is to be able to, connect a lot of the experts who typically can't serve your smaller towns and rural areas, right? Because in those areas, you don't easily find your therapists, your disability experts, your testing equipment and testing infrastructure. So how do we kind of take all of this in a phygital and a brigital form to these remoter areas by use of technology, by connecting a lot of dots like the government early identification and intervention centers, a lot of content that today is lying in physical forms. We were at a lot of these schemes, RBSK, and the Social Justice and Empowerment Ministry run welfare centers and schemes. And we saw that co-creating with them by making some of that content go Brigital and adding a layer of the right kind of therapists, right kind of dance therapy, music therapy, the basics of making the acceptance for differently abled happen by saying that you're not alone in this journey, right? Creating a community of parents, a community of people who have been able to live with disability fairly well. So removing the gloominess from the subject one, then trying to bring hope, and trying to bring access to services by creating like a web portal. And I would encourage you all to go see our Pay Attention web portal and look at the quality of awareness, videos, aids, workshops, webinars that we've put out there. And we're really keen to welcome whoever works in this subject to collaborate and work with us. So it is like a collective which will connect a lot of dots. There is a helpline, and I will really encourage you to put out that helpline number for more and more people to be able to reach out. We are creating regional directories where people can get access to the right kind of verified and information on which we have done due diligence. So it's basically a connector and a kind of a consolidator that we are playing, Chitra. And we want to ensure that many more join us in this. And we don't want to go saying that this is a kind of a cause that can be served by separate, small efforts. One needs to have this multi-sectoral, multi-partner kind of an effort in order to really make sense of all that that can happen in for the smaller and small town India. So that is what the intent of the program is, Chitra.
That's lovely. It sounds really very, very innovative and very nice and tech driven. And as you said, geographically, India being so vast, it's so difficult to reach the interiors. So, getting professional support and making parents reach out to each other through this network, I'm sure will go a long way in the future. Uh, what I would like to ask you, Forum, to throw some light on is that you have been involved in so many such initiatives, right? And there is always you will be looking back on various projects. You will be looking back at so many initiatives that you've taken, so many campaigns that you've done, and you've always tried to figure what has actually been the impact because of how you drove a particular thing and what all you aim to achieve. So with this also, in terms of pay attention, what all are you hoping to achieve? What impact are you seeing on the entire community, especially since this is for autism?
Yes, yes. And in fact, we are learning along the way, Chitra. Thank you for that very, very insightful question. I think what we are learning through our initial interactions everywhere is that the number of experts that are needed in order to serve the vast scale that India has and the number of unidentified, misidentified cases that are there out there is a kind of an innovation only. And that innovation would mean, getting in people who don't traditionally serve the differently able. So say, for example, we understood that Anganwadi workers are the ones who interface with the young children and young mothers the first in majority parts of the country, and to work with their awareness, their ability to identify and accept is an important first step to make more identification happen. And we also learned that autism has an interface with all other neurodiversities. So we kind of saw the Anganwadi workers come back to us saying कि अरे ये बच्चा उल्टा लिखता है या गोल गोल बहुत घूमता है, तो इसके लिए हम कैसे करें? तो maybe he's not a pure autism case, but on the spectrum somewhere also has an ADHD, somewhere also has signs of dyslexia and learning disabilities. And this is what we understood from real life interactions in remoter areas, in the slums of Bombay, slums of Delhi, which is where we've run our pilots so far. And of course, the workshops and webinars were for everyone across the India, but physically from the Anganwadi workers itself, we understood that a lot can happen in the interdisciplinary space. So one of our biggest visions is to be able to leverage this interdisciplinary space and not go and create some, one more boutique project which runs on its own steam, but to work with the system itself. And the system is all these interfaces of ANMs, Anganwadi workers, primary school teachers, pediatricians, who I was surprised to see very low awareness on learning disabilities with even big town pediatricians. So all these are the spaces where we want to really layer the awareness, layer the kind of great content that we are creating, which is easy, attractive. And I keep remembering, today I was discussing with someone कि एक बार ना एक campaign निकला था. So the name was बलबीर पाशा को गुस्सा क्यों आता है. Are you able to identify what that campaign was, Chitra?
I remember the name. Yeah.
It is a very interesting campaign. Google it. It used to be an AIDS campaign.
Correct.
And it was the next successful campaign post the polio campaign that was run in the country. And it kind of made it easy to speak about a subject like AIDS. And that was the success of this campaign. I don't know who created it, I'm forgetting, but they were really celebrated. There was an agency which worked on it. But I'm kind of hopeful, and I really wish we can make a campaign, build a campaign around this whole thing, which makes learning disabilities an easy subject to speak about. and easy to seek help with, easy not just with the elite classes, but easy across board. With smaller towns, with people who don't have a language for this, because autism का तो भाषा ही कहाँ है नीचे. Tier 2, Tier 3 टाउन में तो भाषा ही नहीं है. ऑटिज्म कोई बोलेगा ही नहीं. पर ऑटिज्म पता नहीं है ऐसा नहीं है. या बाकी कोई learning disability होती नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होता. The child just lives with being misunderstood all the life as an adult as well. So those are the spaces we want to make impact in, Chitra. And the vision is to be able to join forces with as many others as required, so that we can actually serve not just in a boutique model in a few places and kind of cut ribbons and make it, nice and pretty, but also be able to make the system more inclusive across. And that is where we wish to really play a role.
That's really, really very nice. Nice to hear, Forum, and all the best and kudos to your team. You set out on a very tough and a long journey. And from what you shared, this is beautiful where you're saying that there's also a helpline, and you are the way you're envisaging this like a collaborative effort. I think all the resources should need to get together and be able to network with each other. And if there is some place where everybody can reach out to, to this Pay Attention portal and register themselves, perhaps to also be willing to volunteer or share their services, it would enhance, and anyways, everyone can be participative with this. That should be able to help you deliver what you are trying to do, right?
Totally. And it is everyone's initiative. I want to really make it like, ये कोई टाटा पावर का झंडा नहीं है, ये सबका झंडा है.
Yeah, right.
है ना? So that everyone, it's about really serving, correct? And serving can never happen in isolation, and this is something that
Absolutely.
the whole development sector has learned in COVID, I think, Chitra, कि ये अकेले काम करने से दुनिया नहीं बदलती.
बिल्कुल नहीं बदलती. Very true. Very well said. Yeah. So I'm coming to the last question to you, Forum. That how would you, so there are going to be many people listening to you who will be part of the families of people with disability, or there would be others who are professionals in this field. And also I'm hoping that there are some other corporates who would, listen to you. How would you ask all these people from your, in your own way to promote inclusion in our community, especially, all these other corporates also who have a lot of CSR budgets, right? What would you tell them, and what would you tell the public at large?
Lovely. Thank you, Chitra, for that one. I think the biggest piece is to start with self, then go to the boundaries of your home, then go to the boundaries of your housing societies, then go to the boundaries of your friends, and then go to your professional spaces and all the influence circles that you have. And one thing I have seen work the most when one chooses to be a champion for inclusivity is to start saying that, what do I consume every day? Can I start procuring more from differently abled workshops and working units? Can I start going to restaurants which are, being inclusive today? So many of them are hiring and dishing out food made by the differently abled. And I'm sticking to just differently abled, but this could also be about women, social enterprises, eco-friendly. So if one just starts becoming more conscious first as yourself, that if my living budget a year is X rupees, what percentage of that X rupees goes towards inclusive purchases and inclusive lifestyle? That is step number one. And I think everyone needs to start personal. And then to talk about what can we do in our influence circles? Can we make sure that Diwali celebrations में जो मिठाई आती है वो कहीं ऐसे से बनवाए जहाँ पे फायदा हो उनका भी, जितना हमारे पास मिठाई आए. खुशियों के साथ में खुशियां बांटो, खरीदो और बांटो. So a lot of that, I believe, around festivals, around birthdays, it's basically the bridging role, right? So every one of us who are in relative privilege in the country need to just make sure that you keep playing that bridge with the causes that require that kind of championing and require that kind of boost from people who promote those causes. And एक time पे artisans या जो भी लोग historic times में flourish करते थे, they flourished because of the kind of patronage that was received from the privileged worlds. And that patronage is not patronage in the way of saying that I am the giver and the data, but to co-create with these communities and kind of make sure that we are working with them for hiring, for celebrations, for happy, and for your regular professional needs. So that is one big piece I feel will make a difference in our lifestyles becoming more inclusive. And the moment lifestyles become more inclusive, one is more conscious, your children start learning about how to be more inclusive. So the ripple effect of this is huge, of personal behaviors is very huge. And I would really encourage all corporates to do that. From the lens of what we are trying to do, I would really like to put out this helpline. It is 1800-2099-488. And you should screen it somewhere, Chitra, where you get a chance.
Sure.
But this is a helpline which people can call on to either seek help or offer help. So offering help in any form as a volunteer, we have street plays which we do across different regions to demystify what learning disabilities, neurodiversity and autism entails and how it could play out. So those street plays require volunteers. We could train people in street plays. We need therapists, dance therapists, play therapists, anybody who can make disability sound less gruesome and more manageable and offer their talents, offer their skill sets, offer their influence circles to us is most welcome. And so we are accepting calls of both nature on this helpline. People can reach out to participate, to seek help and to give help.
That's fantastic, Forum. Thank you. This was absolutely awesome. What I learned quite a bit from you today. I always knew that the Tatas were at the forefront to do good, and to always be there first, be it the pandemic or be it in any field of life, in any form of, need that a person, an individual has, or even an organization has. The way you described about your entire reach in the tier 2, tier 3, that is the completely underserved region of 100 plus districts. That's a huge place that you're at. What you mentioned about your chairman, Mr. Chandrasekharan's book, I'm definitely going to read about Bridge. That was beautiful. It's a bridge and then digital, right? So Bridgital Nation. Definitely a book that I would urge everyone else to pick up. About Pay Attention, being a whole collaborative effort and a beautiful web portal where you're putting out the helpline. I will definitely display that and will urge everyone, one who wants to receive and one who wants to give, all of them to definitely come and register themselves. Last, what you said, Forum, I love that the most in terms of your inclusion mantra of getting this to be a part of lifestyle for everyone. You said it so beautifully. I think it just starts with the self, and the more and more we think about having those inclusive celebrations, right from Diwalis to birthdays to anniversaries to any sort of corporate celebrations to bridging the various causes, and to see that we can actually boost people who are everyone who is involved in this. I loved your thought about not being, just the show off and doing the patronage for the heck of it, but actually to be participative and to be co-creative and get about doing everything for the whole of India. Thank you so much, Puram. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, Chitra. You have been wonderful. Thank you for all the great work you all do. The inspiration comes from lived social services by parents, by so many others in the country. So kudos to all the people who are serving the causes.
Thank you so much.
You were listening to the Special Needs Children podcast with Chitra Iyer, the CEO of MFA and a trustee with the Forum for Autism. If you find this podcast relevant and interesting, it will be great if you leave a review, share, like and subscribe. You can also let us know if there is any specific topic that you would like us to cover. Feel free to email her on chitra.iyer@myfinad.com or you can call her on 9833785892. That is 9833785892.